It was a perfect evening in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Chicago, Illinois. Family and friends had gathered to celebrate my wife Emily's 35th birthday. The house glowed warmly with fairy lights, and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter and clinking glasses. As Emily's devoted husband of 10 years, I had meticulously planned every detail to make the evening unforgettable. From elegant floral arrangements to a carefully curated playlist featuring her favorite songs, every element was a testament to my love and dedication. But when it was time to give her the special gift I had prepared, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. All eyes were on Emily as she eagerly unwrapped the beautifully wrapped box. What she found inside wasn't just a gift. It was the key to a secret that would unravel our seemingly perfect life. As she lifted the delicate gold bracelet from the box, everyone saw the engraved initials that weren't mine. Her face turned pale, and the room fell silent. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. At that moment, my carefully constructed plan took a turn. Weeks earlier, I had discovered this bracelet while cleaning out Emily's car. My suspicions about her unusual behavior, late-night calls, sudden outings, and an air of secrecy had been building for months. But nothing could prepare me for the confirmation this bracelet brought. Standing there in front of our closest friends and family, I forced myself to stay calm. This was the moment I had been waiting for, the moment she would have to face the truth she'd been hiding. Emily's hands trembled, and her eyes darted around the room as she tried to compose herself. I knew this party would not be remembered as a celebration, but as the night, everything fell apart. The cracks in our marriage had been subtle at first, almost invisible. But in the months leading up to her birthday, they began to widen. Initially, it was small things I dismissed as stress from her demanding job at a marketing firm in Los Angeles, California. She spent more time on her phone and quickly turned the screen away whenever I entered the room. Her late-night grocery trips and sudden absences, which she explained as errands or catching up with friends, became more frequent. It wasn't just her actions, it was the little inconsistencies. The new dresses and designer heels she never wore around me, but carefully chose for outings. The subtle but distinct change in her perfume, as if she was creating a different version of herself for someone else. These details gnawed at me, but I kept convincing myself that I was imagining things. After all, we had been together for over a decade. Surely I was overthinking. Everything changed the day I stumbled upon the bracelet while cleaning Emily's car to make space for party supplies. Hidden in the glove compartment, the delicate gold chain with a heart-shaped charm sparkled under the California sun. At first, I thought it might be a surprise gift for me or someone in our family. But when I turned it over, my heart sank. Engraved on the charm were the initials AJ, letters that held no connection to me or anyone we knew. In that moment, my denial turned into dread. I stared at the bracelet, replaying all the suspicious details in my mind. Could Emily really be hiding something so significant from me? My emotions swung between anger and heartbreak, but I couldn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to know more. Over the next few days, I observed Emily closely, hoping to uncover the truth. Every smile she gave me, every goodnight kiss, felt like a test of her sincerity. My mind became a battlefield, torn between the desire to trust the woman I loved and the fear that my worst suspicions might be true. As her birthday party drew closer, I decided to bide my time. If she believed she had fooled me, she was wrong. I would find my answers, but on my own terms. The discovery of the bracelet had turned my unease into overdrive. The initials AJ felt like a missing puzzle piece waiting to be placed, but the picture it painted was one I dreaded. While Emily went about her days, seemingly unbothered, I couldn't shake the feeling that her calm demeanor was just an act. I knew it was time to dig deeper into the cracks that had started forming in our life together in Los Angeles. At first, I tried to keep things subtle. Over dinner one evening, I casually mentioned her increasingly busy schedule. "Work must be exhausting lately," I said, studying her reaction. Emily smiled, but her response was short. "It's just the usual chaos," she said, avoiding my eyes and quickly changing the subject to her birthday plans. Her evasiveness only confirmed what I already suspected. There was more going on than she wanted me to know. Determined to uncover the truth, I took a step I never imagined I would. One night, while Emily slept, I checked her phone. My hands shook as I unlocked it, the faint glow of the screen casting shadows across our bedroom. At first, most of her messages seemed innocent. But then, buried under the name AJ, I found a thread that made my heart race. The exchanges were careful but unmistakably intimate, filled with inside jokes, late-night plans, and terms of endearment that had no place in a conversation with a mere friend. As my suspicions deepened, I started watching Emily's movements more closely. One afternoon, I noticed she left the house, saying she was meeting a colleague for lunch. Driven by curiosity, I followed her car through the bustling streets of Los Angeles. She eventually parked at a quiet cafe in Santa Monica. There, sitting across from her with a casual confidence, was Adam Johnson, a trusted family friend and someone I had known for years. Adam had been a regular presence in our lives, joining barbecues, giving advice on home renovations, and even helping Emily organize her work events. The realization that he was AJ hit me like a freight train. This wasn't just an affair, it was a betrayal that cut deeper than I could have imagined. Watching them laugh over coffee as if they didn't have a care in the world, my anger solidified into resolve. The party was only days away, and now I had the confirmation I needed. This wasn't just about confronting Emily, it was about revealing the truth in a way she couldn't deny. Sitting alone in the dim light of my study, the truth about Emily and Adam burned in my mind like a relentless storm. I could have confronted her immediately, demanded answers, or hurled accusations. But something held me back. A private confrontation wouldn't do justice to the depth of betrayal I felt. No, this truth needed to be exposed in a way Emily couldn't twist or escape, a moment where she would face the consequences of her actions openly. The idea came to me almost instinctively. Her upcoming birthday party, a grand celebration she had been planning for weeks, was the perfect setting. Hosted at an upscale event space in Beverly Hills, the guest list included family, friends, and even professional acquaintances. It was a glittering stage, and I knew exactly how to bring her lies crashing down. Her gift would be the key. The bracelet, engraved with Adam's initials, the very symbol of her secret, would become the centerpiece of the night. I carefully wrapped it in an elegant velvet box, complete with a gold ribbon, ensuring it looked like a thoughtful, intimate gesture from a devoted husband. This wasn't a decision I made lightly. As I prepared for the party, doubt gnawed at me. Was this the right thing to do? Was exposing her in front of everyone too cruel? But each time those questions arose, the image of her and Adam at the cafe, laughing, sharing stolen moments, flashed in my mind. They had turned my love, my trust, and the life we had built together into a mockery. Yet, I worked hard to ensure my behavior didn't raise suspicion. I played the role of the supportive husband, helping Emily with the final party preparations and even adding personal touches to the event that I knew she'd appreciate. I needed her to believe everything was normal, that she was still in control. The night before the party, I stared at the wrapped gift one last time. It wasn't just a birthday present. It was a reckoning. I was fully aware of the risks, the emotional fallout, the judgment from those present, and the exposure of our private lives. But this wasn't only about exposing Emily's betrayal, it was also about reclaiming my self-respect. The stage was set. The guests had been invited, and the gift was ready. All that remained was to wait for the moment when the truth would come to light. The birthday party was in full swing. Laughter and lively conversations filled the luxurious ballroom of the Fairmont Century Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles. Chandeliers sparkled like stars, and the atmosphere buzzed with warmth and celebration. Emily, dressed in an elegant sapphire gown, was the epitome of grace and charm as she greeted the guests. I stayed in the background, holding the carefully wrapped box that would soon change everything. As the evening reached its peak, it was time for the birthday toast. My heart was pounding, but my face remained calm as I stepped forward to take the microphone. All eyes turned to me, and the room fell silent. Tonight is about celebrating Emily, the love of my life, I began, my voice steady despite the storm raging inside me. "I've prepared a special gift for this special occasion, something truly personal and meaningful." The room buzzed with anticipation as I handed Emily the velvet box. Her radiant smile wavered for a brief moment, a flicker of unease crossing her face. She opened the gift, and as soon as her eyes landed on the bracelet, her expression froze. Her wide eyes and parted lips betrayed her shock. The gold bracelet glinted under the lights, its engraved initials undeniable proof of her betrayal. A murmur rippled through the crowd, confusion quickly turning to realization. Emily's face drained of color, and her usual composure crumbled. She stammered, searching for words, but guilt and panic overtook her. And then, as if on cue, Adam Johnson, the man whose initials were etched on the bracelet, shifted uncomfortably among the guests. His reaction confirmed the truth. Taking a deep breath, I turned to face the crowd, the pain in my chest sharp and unrelenting. "Emily," I said, my voice steady but thick with emotion. "I wanted everyone here tonight to see the woman I thought I knew, the woman I loved. This bracelet is a symbol of a bond one never imagined existed between you and someone else. I only hope it was worth the price of our marriage." The room fell into an oppressive silence, broken only by the occasional gasp or whispered comment. Emily's eyes filled with tears, but she stood frozen, unable to defend herself. The tension in the air was suffocating as I continued. "I trusted you. I gave you everything. And tonight, I've given you one last thing, your truth, laid bare for everyone to see." The guests were visibly stunned. Some awkwardly avoided eye contact, while others stared at Emily and Adam, trying to process the shocking revelation. I stepped away from the center of the room and set the microphone down with finality. The weight of my words lingered in the air, leaving an unforgettable mark of betrayal and heartbreak. The shock reverberated through the room, changing everything forever. The once celebratory atmosphere of the party at the Fairmont Century Plaza Hotel shifted into an uneasy and oppressive silence. Family members and friends exchanged hesitant glances, unsure whether to console Emily, confront Adam, or quietly slip away. The weight of the exposed betrayal had turned the joyful gathering into a scene of raw, unfiltered emotions. Emily, visibly shaken, struggled to find her voice, but her words faltered. She glanced at Adam, who stood frozen, his eyes refusing to meet hers. The tension between them was more damning than any verbal confession could have been. Guests began whispering among themselves, piecing together the significance of the bracelet's initials and the meaning behind my speech. I stood at the periphery, observing the fallout of my actions. The sting of betrayal still burned, but there was a strange sense of vindication. For so long, I had carried the burden of suspicion and heartbreak in silence. Now it was no longer my secret to bear. I watched as Emily's meticulously crafted image crumbled in front of her closest friends and family. Some guests, like Emily's mother, tried to mediate, their faces flushed with embarrassment. Others slipped away quietly, unwilling to witness the unfolding drama. Near the dessert table, Adam's wife, her voice trembling with a mix of fury and despair, finally broke the silence. "How could you?" she demanded, her piercing words directed at Adam for all to hear. Her question added yet another layer of tension, shifting some of the attention from Emily to Adam. As the chaos spiraled, I felt a mix of relief and sorrow. This wasn't the life I had envisioned, but the truth was finally exposed. The betrayal, once hidden, now stood in the open for all to see. Emily and Adam would have to face the consequences of their actions, not just with me, but with everyone whose trust they had shattered. The fallout marked the beginning of the end for our relationship. The family bonds, friendships, and reputations damaged that night would take time, perhaps a lifetime, to heal. Yet, amidst the lingering pain, I recognized the necessity of this moment. It was the first step toward closure, a chance to reclaim my life from the shadow of heartbreak.